But it really is a tremendous honor, and as I stand here, I really do stand as a very proud and very grateful pastor of this church, and I really believe that tonight we gather to celebrate 20 years of just trying to get a different perspective, and trying to get a different perspective of the divine, and trying to get a different perspective of family life, and trying to get a different perspective of where God dwells among us in Judaism and in Catholicism and in the family unit.
I had to make sure I was on Alan's right, because this is how we first met. I was scheduled to do a wedding at the Marriott on Michigan Avenue, and the rabbi punted, and we needed a fill-in rabbi. So they called Central Casting, and this guy named Alan Setcher showed up. I just felt that there was a bond that could exist between the two of us, not just as clergy, but as friends. And it's with all the joy in my heart that again tonight I stand next to my friend, Rabbi Alan Setcher.
You've never been so short in your whole life.
For a Catholic.
For a Catholic. Have to tell you an experience I just had. I just had a conversation with my mother. And I said, "Ma, I done good." And she answered me, and she said, "Yes, you have." This is special. I can't tell you how special.
Last night and this morning, Jewish congregations all over the world were reading a portion called Toldot, Generations, and how incredibly fitting it is that we get to be here with Father John and with Rabbi Alan and of course, Father Tom, a privilege always to be in your company to celebrate the generations of the family school. That feels like an incredible gift. But I have to wonder sometimes, as a parent, do you wonder, are my children getting it? Do they understand what these highest ideals and values are that we hope we have given them? Yes, your children got it. Yes, they understand what you were trying to communicate to them. And for me, a lot of this evening is an opportunity for us who are now second generation or co-generation of family school to acknowledge Rabbi Alan and Father John and to be able to hold that mirror up to them and say, yes, we got it.
This has had nothing to do with Alan, myself, Tom Hurley, or Hava. This has had everything to do with you. You were the force behind this. You were the people who said, we can do this. We simply had a supporting role. I'm a better person and a far better Catholic priest because I have met you. It's not about someone's right because someone else needs to be wrong. We learned that looking at faith was like looking at a piece of art right down Adams at Michigan Avenue at the Art Institute. If there are two people looking at a piece of art, there's always three interpretations of it. Each of the two people sitting gazing at a Monet, and then whatever Monet had in mind, which we may never know. And so the greatness, I think, of tonight is that God is found in the diversity. And God is found always in communion. And communion is a sort of a Catholic word, but if you take it apart, it's cum unio, with union. It's just nothing but it's being together. This is family. This is your community. This is a safe place to dream great dreams. So I leaned over to Alan a few minutes ago and I said, you know something? I think we were right. We had this dream, you had this dream, and we supported it.
So I've constantly made this statement is that we're both climbing the same mountain. We're just taking different paths. I want to read something from one of the kids and then from his mother. He said, "So they chose to raise us neither Catholic nor Jewish. Most would assume that this means they raised us completely secularly. Yet today the majority of us are anything but secular. This is because we have chosen to be spiritual. This choice has undoubtedly shaped us more than having been told that we were to observe one religion or another." And then his mother answered, "There are no easy answers for these thinkers. There has never been a sense of knowing where or how this experiment in what matters most would flow. What I know when I look at each of them, and particularly when I listen to the one who honors me with his deepest shining thoughts, is that when I promised the man to whom I wed that my life, that we would turn this greatest gift over to the hand and the heart of God, it might have felt like a leap without a net. But in fact, all along, we were being carried to a higher plane than we ever could have soared all on our own. We were the whole time being lifted, vaulted by the God who hears in many tongues. And now we, like our children, know too with all our hearts." Thank you, Willie and Barbara.
Your children are being raised in a paradigm of both and. They will never know the mindset that says either or. It must be this or it must be that. What you are doing here, and hopefully we are helping a little bit with, is the hope of the world. Because if everybody could live like you, we would not hate each other because of ideas or territory or, as our Buddhist cousins would say, thoughts. We would learn not to hate each other if everybody could live in a paradigm of both and.
Growing up, I thought everybody was Catholic, and I thought the whole world was Catholic. And I just know that being here at Old St. Patrick's and being a part of the family school has just been a great experience that has absolutely opened my eyes and opened my spirit to life and to God's presence and to God's wonder. I didn't know any rabbis, but what I have come to know is that these wonderful rabbis, and as John said so beautifully, I mean, you've taught us really to be better priests. And so it's wonder and awe. It's absolute blessing when I think of this experience. And I think the other thanks goes also to these kids that were up here, these graduates. I thank you for saying it in such a beautiful way. This stuff isn't perfect. This is not clear. And I thank you because I'm a 46-year-old Roman Catholic priest, and it's not all clear to me either. And I would bet that any one of us up here would say that none of this stuff is perfect, none of this stuff is clear. The mystery of God is just that. It's the mystery of God. There's no clear-cut answers. And so who's to say that we're wrong? We're right, because somehow, some way, we've dared ourselves to enter into this mystery. So thanks for your dreams, and thanks for allowing us to continue this dare. Thanks for allowing us to do something that is imperfect, but it's something that hopefully leads all of us into the very grace, into the very mystery of God. God bless you.
So friends, I want to end with a traditional Jewish custom, and that is two things. First of all, you can now begin the evaluation of the clergy portion of the program. And second, you can just hug and kiss everybody near you.
I want to be with people who are not afraid to try stuff even if they screw it up. Because you know why? We all believe in a God of second chances who allows you to get up and try again. We've never had to try again because of you. Thank you.
And so my last statement is, thank you, bless you, and God love you.
God spoke to Moses, and he said, she said, That's what he would have said. Tell Aaron and his sons, this is how you are to bless the people of Israel. Say to them.
May God bless you and keep you.
May God cause his face to shine on you and be gracious to you.
And may God bestow God's favor upon you and give you God's peace. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks.